Hello, geometry students. So today, on this remote day, we are going to review the circumference and area of circles. So before we go through some examples, let's just review the formulas. So if you need to, you can look back at your wheel in your notebook. But again, in a circle, you have either a radius or you have a diameter. So a radius goes from the center. So the green one will be the diameter. So again, the radius goes from the center to a point on the circle. The diameter has endpoints on the circle, but it goes through the center of the circle. So if we start with the formula for, let's start with circumference. Okay, so circumference is either 2 pi times the radius or it's pi times diameter. And the reason we have two options is because two radii together give me the diameter. Now for all the problems we're going to work on today, we're going to keep our answer in terms of pi. I know that as an abbreviation or approximation pi, we like to use 3.14, but for today's purposes, we're going to keep all of our answers in terms of pi. Now the formula for area is pi times the radius squared. Okay, so you're going to square the radius and multiply it by pi. But again, we're going to keep our answer in terms of pi. So all of the problems we're going to do today are about circles. We're either finding the circumference or the area, or maybe they're going to give us circumference and ask us to find area, or give us area and find circumference, things like that. Okay. And your assignment will be delta math. It's this one here, circumference and area of circles. Now I will point out, this is a remote assignment. I have this due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Not Monday, but Sunday night at 11:59. So if you have questions, you need to make sure you let me know. Okay, so I'm going to go through some examples, one of each with you, to make sure you can handle this. So let's start with the first one. So it says circumference in terms of pi. So this problem says the radius of a circle is 8. Find the circumference in terms of pi. So again, the formula for circumference is 2 pi times the radius. So we know the radius in the problem is 8 feet. So I'm going to take 2 pi times 8. And again, we're going to leave our answer in terms of pi. So in this problem, 2 times 8 is 16. So my answer is going to be 16 pi. So if I show you how this works here. So in this box here, if I type in 16, and then I'm going to click this pi button right here. And I'm going to click submit answer, click yes, correct, green, check mark, good job. Okay, so next we're going to do a different one, the second one here, circumference in terms of pi. So this time they gave us diameter, and we want to find circumference. Well, remember there are two possible formulas for circumference. Okay, one of them is just pi times diameter. So if I know the diameter is 16, I'm just going to do pi times 16. And if I write it, I'm going to write it as 16 pi. So again, for circumference in this box, we're going to type in 16 pi. And again, I'm going to click on that pi button. Submit answer, yes, check mark, we got it figured out. Okay, next, we're going to do a different type of circumference problem. We're going to do circumference level 2. This time, they're going to give us the circumference and we want to work backwards. So again, if a circumference is, it tells us in this problem 7 pi, we want to find the radius. So again, if circumference is 2 pi times the radius, I'm going to plug in 7 pi for circumference. And again, I want to solve this equation for r. So how do I get r by itself? Well, we're going to divide both sides by 2 pi. So on the right side, I just have the radius. On the left side, the pi's cancel, and I have 7 divided by 2. And if you think about it, well, what's 7 divided by 2? If you need a calculator, you can. Otherwise, some mental math tells me it's 3.5. So in my box here, we said the answer was 3.5, so I'm going to type in 3.5, submit answer, yes, Got myself a green check mark. Okay. Now, if you need to, on these problems, I'm going to do circumference level 2, but notice there is a help video. It says watch help video. If you are struggling, that would be another option to get you some help. Okay, so on this problem, it says the circumference of a circle is 3 pi, find its diameter. So again, circumference, if I'm terms of diameter, is pi times diameter. So I know the circumference is 3 pi. So again, if I look at this equation, how do I get d on a side by itself? Well, if I divide both sides by pi, I'm going to get the diameter to be 3. So again, here I'm going to type in diameter is 3, submit answer, yes, got a green check mark, good to go. Okay, next, so we did circumference. Those are the 4 different types of problems. I'm going to ask you about circumference. If we continue on to take a look at area of a circle in terms of pi. So I'm going to click on this one. So it says the radius of a circle is 10 meters. We want to find the area in terms of pi. Well, again, our area formula is pi r squared. So it tells us in the problem that the radius is 10. So I'm going to take pi times 10 squared. And if you think about it, what's 10 squared? 10 times 10 is 100. So my answer would be 100 pi for area. So again, I'm going to text my box here. I'm going to type in 100, click on the pi button, submit answer, yes, green check mark, good to go. Okay, so now let's take a look at find the area, but this time I'm going to give you the diameter. So notice it says the diameter is 4 inches. So if the diameter is 4, think about it, diameter goes all the way across. So to find your radius, you're just going to divide it by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. So again, area is pi r squared. And again, my radius we said is 2. So 2 squared is 4. So my final answer would be 4 pi. This is just a coincidence that the diameter is 4. This only happens when the diameter is 4 or the radius is 2 for that matter. Okay, so let me hit escape so I can type it in there. So again, my answer would be 4 pi. Submit answer. Yes. Okay, let's do another problem like this where it doesn't work out so obvious. Okay, so this one, same kind of concept. The diameter is 8 inches. We want to find the area in terms of pi. So if the diameter is 8, to find the radius, you're just going to divide it by 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. So now to find area, again, area is pi r squared. So we know the radius is 4. So if I square 4, 4 squared, or 4 times 4 is 16. So my answer would be 16 pi. So here where it says area, I'm going to type in 16, and I'm going to click the pi button and click submit answer. Yes, got the green check mark. Okay, so the last 2 problems deal with both circumference and area. They're going to give you circumference and ask you to find area, or vice versa. They're going to give you area and ask for circumference. So on this one, it says the circumference of a circle is 7 pi feet. What is the area? Okay, so what do I need to know in order to find area? Since area is pi r squared, what I really need to find is the radius. If I can find the radius, then I can find the area. Okay, so I'm going to solve circumference for the radius. So if circumference is 2 pi r, and again, I know that's 7 pi. So think about it. What do you have to do to solve the equation for r? I would divide both sides by 2 and pi. So 7 divided by 2, if you want to write it as a fraction, is 3.5. Okay, so we know the radius. That's not my final answer, but we know the radius is 3.5. We need to find area. So we're going to go back to this formula here. So area is pi r squared. So what we're going to do is have to square 3.5. Now, if you don't know it, you're going to have to use a calculator. So do 3.5 squared or 3.5 times 3.5. It's up to you. And what we can do So again, we got to square 3.5. If you don't have a calculator in front of you, one option is to click on this calculator button. Right here, that's the calculator. So if I click on that, we want let's do a graphing calculator. Oh, not really what I wanted. Let's try something else here. There we go. See at the bottom, it just popped up. So if I want to do, what did I say, 3.5 squared. So if I do this a to the second button, this one right here is what I clicked on to get squared, and it tells me over here it's 12.25. So again, if I did pi times 3.5 squared, that is 12.25 pi. So that's what I'm going to type in this box right here. So 12.25 pi. So if I close that, so here, again, I'm going to type in 12.25, hit the pi button, submit answer, click yes, good to go. Gave me the check mark. Okay, so we have one more type we're going to cover. That's this one down here. It says area of a circle, the last part. This time I'm going to give you area and ask you for circumference. So again, here's the area. We are finding circumference. So if the area formula is, again, pi r squared, we're going to set 144 equal to pi r squared. Okay, so if we think about how to solve this, the first thing I would do is to divide both sides by pi. So we're going to have r squared equals 144. So to find the radius, if you think back to Pythagorean theorem, how do we solve? We're going to take the square root of both sides. The nice thing is that 144 is a perfect square. The square root of 144 is 12. So again, the radius is 12. And now, since we know the radius, we can find area. Area is, again, pi r squared. Since I know the radius is 12, oh, my bad. Let's scratch that a second. I'm not trying to find area, I'm trying to find circumference. My bad. So formula for circumference is 2 pi r. So I'm going to take 2 pi times the radius, which is 12. And again, I'm going to leave my answer in terms of pi. So 2 times 12 is 24. So my final answer will be 24 pi. So down here, I'm going to type in 24. Click the pi button, submit answer, yes, got the green check mark. So again, all of your problems today in Delta Math, we just went through one of each, are dealing with area and circumference of circles. If you need help, you just need to let me know. Take care.